Morning. Emergency rooms can be very busy this time of year, so let's talk about avoiding them altogether so your family's holidays aren't spoiled. Emergency physician with MedStar Health, Dr. Korin Hudson joins me now. Dr. Hudson, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
We have so many things that people can end up in the hospital for, so we'll just go down the line here. Let's begin with food allergies and what you want people to know.
So I think people with food allergies just need to remember that office potluck or the thoughtful gift that comes from a neighbor may contain food allergens. So be aware, ask lots of questions, and if you take medications, make sure you have them with you, especially when you're eating outside the house.
A lot of people will be in the kitchen cooking, getting those huge feasts together, but we have to be careful there too because injuries can happen there easily.
For sure. Crowded kitchens can be a dangerous place. Remember, the stove is on, things are hot, kids are running around, so keep those pot handles turned. And I think those mandolin slicers in particular, which are making those beautiful chef-looking meals, but they can be really dangerous. We see lots of hand and finger injuries. So use the safety guides. Make sure you keep those fingers away from the blade.
And make sure you stay focused, too. I know when you have so many people in the home, kids running around, you can get easily distracted, and those mistakes can happen sooner than you think. Let's get into the active injuries. Lots of toys will be given out. Santa's on the way. You want to make sure that you can keep your kids safe as well, and teens, as they enjoy their gifts.
For sure. Around the holidays, we see a lot of the gifts, especially those things with wheels, I think. So skateboards and rollerblades, hoverboards, and the novice users go out. They want to try out those gifts right away. And we see a lot of bruises, a lot of broken bones, a lot of concussions. So make sure the kids and even the adults get some lessons. Make sure they're wearing appropriate safety gear when they go out to try out those new toys.
And we should also make sure they haven't been drinking too much alcohol, too, when they, pick up, because sometimes that can have an impact as well, right, doctor?
For sure. Alcohol can make all of these injuries, the safety injuries in the kitchen can make them more likely. And again, you get the adult who wants to try out their kid's hoverboard. If they've had a couple cocktails, that can be a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely. Finally here, we want to keep those gifts age appropriate too. You have to read the boxes and make sure that those small parts won't cause any issues.
100%. And I think most of us think about that age-appropriate gift for the age of the receiver, but we don't always think about that younger sibling who may be in the house. We don't think about who else is there who may be endangered by those small parts. That includes younger children and even pets. And then there are things that are really not safe around children of any age. So water beads, the rare earth magnets, button batteries, those things can really be life-threatening if swallowed. So we want to keep those away from kids at all costs.
Finally, doctor, what do you see in your practice in terms of what people come in for or even ask about typically this time of year in regards to their health?
Well, I think one of the biggest things we're seeing right now is an upswing in respiratory viruses again. We've seen an unprecedented number of cases of walking pneumonia in children and young people this fall. So I want everybody to remember, just stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands. If you're sick, don't go visit those relatives, especially if they're medically vulnerable and older.
Any COVID cases?
Right now, we're not seeing a lot of COVID in this area, but we are starting to see some RSV, and we're seeing a lot of what we call walking pneumonia or mycoplasma. So there are other respiratory illnesses out there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I think we covered a lot of base here in this interview, but certainly be careful this holiday season. Dr. Korin Hudson, on behalf of MedStar, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Have a great holiday.
You as well.